And now she's got nothing to say. As soon as the red lights, she's been talking nonstop. I was like, can you just shut up for a second and let me tune this? And she, no. And so now
that everything's recording.
Okay. All right.
Ready to go?
Ready to go.
Okay. Are you doing the intro or am I?
Welcome. Yeah, we're so unprofessional. Welcome to Lunchbox Sociables, where we talk about all things music related, amateur musician stuff, and take it away, Leslie.
Okay. Hi, Leo.
Oh, Leslie, my
your co-star.
My co-star, my associate producer.
Associate producer.
Associate.
Yes. So where have you been, Leo? I feel like I haven't seen you in forever, and it seemed like months ago that we did our Desert Island songs podcast.
Just got busy. The summer came along, and I got into triathlon, and I was busy with that. Doing some other music productions, released a new single, "Dog Days of August," in August, right to the very last day, and just got busy with stuff, and days turned into weeks to months, and then here we are.
Here we are, right before Christmas.
Yeah.
So should we discuss your new releases first?
I'm doing a lot of head shaking.
So
I'm not okay. First of all, I'm not used to you being sitting over here, so it's very.
You're used to me sitting over there
and just looking at you and looking at the camera. So
right.
Now, okay, go ahead. What are you going to say?
So, do you want to talk about your new releases, or do you want to answer some questions first? Because you got a few questions that came in.
Let's talk about. Let's do some questions. I know since the spring, people have sent questions to me or told me questions or asked me questions, and I wrote them down, but I don't remember who it was that did the asking, so I can't say, this question's from so-and-so. I've just kind of forgotten, but let's go ahead.
Okay. Well, it's a good opportunity, because otherwise I would never get to see you if we weren't doing these podcasts. Okay. All right. So first question, what key do you sing in?
Probably most of the songs are in G. They're the easiest ones for me to sing, but I definitely have songs in other keys. Definitely a key of D and A. There are some songs that the key changes, like in the chorus. It's like because you can put two different keys in a song. The verse is in one key and the chorus is in another key, which sometimes confuses people. But you can do that. But most of the songs are in G, probably because I learned when I learned the guitar, the G chord was the first chord, and my harmonica that I bought shortly thereafter. So my harmonica is is almost as old as me. Hohner Marine Band, and it's in key of G. So, everywhere you play on the G harmonica will fit in with the song.
Maybe it's time to get a few more harmonicas in different keys.
Oh yeah, but then I'd have to. Then I'd have to, practice the harmonica. I barely have time to practice the guitar, so practicing the harmonica. But most of the songs that I follow the 1-4-5 rule.
What's the 1-4? I've never heard of that. What's the 1-4-5 rule?
So if you are, let's see here. If you have a song and you say, okay, you're going to start off in G, and the song's going to be, it's in the key of G. So G is 1, G, A, B are usually minors. C and D are 4. So if you have the C and the D will be 4 and 5 will be in the same key as
so it's the
G.
The first note, the fourth, and the fifth.
And the fifth. So you have a G, C, D. So G. So I only sang one note, but it worked for the G, the C, and the D. So now, okay, so your song is in the key of A. So what's that? A, B minor, C, D, and E. So A. So I put, even though I held the one note for A,
Yeah.
I played D and E. I definitely have songs in the key of C. So what is that? C, D, E, F, and G. Yeah. So and
So C, F, and G.
C, F, and G. Did we do D? If the key is in D, that leaves you E minor, F, G, and A. So G and A, right?
Yeah.
So D. Yeah. So it's and then the 2 and the 3 are usually the minors. So if you are we're back to the G again. So what was that? G, A, and B minor. So quite a lot of songs that have the G. B minor, and that would be usually like the chord that you might go to a bridge with,
right?
To break the, still in the key, but it gives you something different to go to.
And then vocally, is that where there'd be harmonies?
Yes.
So people are singing those different notes.
Yes, because you can, when you're singing, like if you're singing a G, you know that while I'm singing the G,
I could be singing the C
you could
or
be
the
singing
D.
the C or the D, the harmony, and quite often you'll see the other notes that make up a chord.
Yeah.
There'll be other notes, and you go, oh yeah, those are the other notes that are in the chord.
Assuming I could sing.
Yeah, if you could sing, then you could be doing backup. You'd be doing backup vocals for the band.
But I cannot
and not
sing.
just the tambourine player.
One day.
Okay, so did I answer that okay?
Yeah, that was a perfect answer.
Okay, good.
Okay. Next question. What does it mean? So I guess it's related. What does it mean to be in key?
Well, I would never say I wouldn't let being in key prevent me from writing a good song. And not that get in the way.
Well, you can write a song, but you have to sing a song in
so
key,
being
right?
in key, well, I know that Guillermo and Rob, the bass player, always ask, well, what key is it in? But that's for them to do the music. But to be in a key is just so that you're singing along like those notes that will work with the chords that you're playing in the melody. So your notes of your melody are in key with the chords that you're playing.
Okay. And so what key is your squeaky chair in?
Yeah, the squeaky chair is in the key of Q, I think. So
every time you move, it's like, oh, squeak, squeak.
Yeah. So I bought that because the chair's too low, this is too high. So I bought this nice guitarist. I've actually spent $110 on a Fender on a. I guess you can't see this anyway. On a Fender guitarist stool, because your foot's up nice and high, but it is squeaky. But I also use this when I'm recording vocals, but I can't move. So like I'm singing and I'll okay, I got it's not making a sound, and so I can't
believe that a man of many tools like you would have a squeaky chair. Like, do you not have a can of WD-40? Even I have a can of WD-40.
I haven't taken off the price tag off of it yet. I'm just thinking.
I'm surprised it isn't covered in plastic like everything else you own.
I'm surprised. I thought, well, maybe I'll use it for a couple of years and I'll bring it back. Going, there's not something quite right with it. So.
Okay, back to music.
Okay.
Can you explain the 12-bar blues? So using your guitar.
I'll need the guitar again. This should be fairly easy. So. So let's see, 12-bar blues. So I think the best way to do that is let's just go, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 2, 3, 4, 3, 2, 3, 4, 4, 2, 3, 4, 5, 2, 3, 4, 6, 2, 3, 4, 7, 2, 3, 4, 8, 2, 3, 4, 9, 2, 3, 4, 10, 2, 3, 4, 11, 2, 3, 4, 12, 12, 12, 12, 1, 2, and so on.
Okay.
So you can just say, and I remember a long time ago, seeing Chuck Berry, we at the city of Brampton. We had him play at our little festival, and he would just say to the guys, he would turn around and go, in G, and they knew that would be every song, every Chuck Berry song, any blues song. You can just say it's going to be in G, A or whatever, and just know that. Okay, and this is a good example. So that was A, D, E. A, B, C, D, and E. So you know that
Okay.
there you go. The 1-4-5 work is probably got started from the blues.
Wasn't that a line in Back to the Future?
What's that?
Where Michael J. Fox,
yeah,
and he
yeah.
turns around to the band, he's like, in G or something
Yeah.
like that, and the
Yeah,
guys are
that's
supposed to
right.
try and
Yes.
keep up
and then
or
the guy
something.
and then when he gets on the phone and says, "Yeah, listen to this, Chuck." So did I explain 12?
You did,
yeah,
yes,
okay.
you did. Okay, let's move on to your releases in the summer. So that's it for the musical
Okay.
questions.
Okay.
Your releases in the summer. So you mentioned about Dog Days of August. Tell us about that one.
Okay, so Dog Days has been around for a long time.
Because I think I've heard it in a previous
but
version.
It always, as I slowly, and I mean slowly, get to be a better and better singer and everything. I go, I want to change it up. I want to make the melody a little bit more clever. Or I want have different chords to go along with it. I get bored, especially when I'm not playing with the band. I'm only playing playing with myself and just playing acoustically. I come up with something different, and then the melody changes, and I go, okay. Then I bring it back to the band, and Rob will go, oh, I don't want to have to learn something new. And actually, he said it on this one because he had really liked what he was always playing. And in fact, I roped in another bass player I know, Greg, to do the bass for this. But it's always been a favorite of mine, Dog Days of August. And every summertime when I start to play it, I go, oh, yeah, I want to record. So we recorded it way back it's on the first Lunchbox Social album back in 2000. And then we've re-recorded with, again in 2017. And then just this past summer, although it was released this summer, but I started it 2 years ago. And I came up with this little, I can't think of it in my head right now, the little do 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 do. And I was a little bit embarrassed, and I showed it to Deb, and she goes, "Oh yeah, no, that's good." So she did it, and that's her singing that, and then we kind of built the whole song around that, of something that I was a little bit kind of like, is this a little too silly? But then that, I think that's what inspired. That feel is probably what inspired the video for it.
Right. So am I allowed to ask you finally what this song is about?
I know, because I'm always saying,
You're always like, why you keep asking me what the song is about?
Yes. So I wrote it, or if I didn't write it, I definitely, the inspiration came from all the way back from Tiananmen Square. And that's when the initial, the initial idea came, and I think I wrote it then sometime thereafter. And it really is just about, even during like a revolution or a war or any kind of uprising, you can still fall in love. Like, I mean, just that's still a backdrop, but you can still meet somebody and go, oh, I'm in love, find someone that you're crazy about, even though the world is falling apart. So that's so I actually finally have a song that I can tell you what it's about.
Dog days of August, we're rolling around on the stomachs, laughing, kissing, throwing rocks. They don't get our smoke and look at us filling bottles with gasoline or rags and lighting up. Dog days, it was the summer of the revolution. Dog days, it was the summer of the revolution. Dog days of August, it was the summer of the revolution.
And you're wearing the outfit?
Yeah,
from
yeah,
the
that's why-
except
oh, yeah,
the hat. What
yeah.
what happened to the hat?
I didn't keep the bucket hat. The bucket hat is, I think, somewhere else. But yeah, this is okay. And this shirt I bought. You ready for
It's
this?
like 40 years old or something?
Yeah. Well, if we can do the math.
Yeah.
I bought this shirt in I think 1986 or 87.
Okay, so almost 40 years old.
Yeah. I brought this. Yeah. So, hey, what's important here is that I'm 40 years older and I can still fit into it.
Yeah.
So that's not bad.
Yeah, good.
So
So, Now, with your latest release,
Yes.
Because I Breathe, can you tell us a little bit about that? This is like right hot off the presses,
Yeah,
right? This
so
song?
we don't even have the video done for it yet. But the band didn't want to wait, and I didn't want to wait either. So we're releasing it out to the streaming services, and we'll follow up with a video. But we're just so happy with the song, and we'll save it for another podcast to talk more about it. But it's a song that was just a monster in production. It just went on for years. We started. I wrote it in 2021, and it's been in production ever since. We made it extra, or I made it extra hard on everybody because there were two versions, and they were only 2 beats apart in the tempo. And so there were everyone had to duplicate everything, and it wasn't right till the final end. Till okay, you got to pick one, and so we picked one, or I picked one, and we went from there. But I'll have more to say about it once we have the video. But I'm really, it's really. I'll be honest, which I'm usually not. When I brought it home and I listened to it, I actually got tears because I was so happy. Guillermo did a fabulous job mixing it, and we worked on it. So we started mixing it in August, and just leaving it and then coming back to it, and then leaving it in fresh ears and coming back to it. And we finally got it mastered last week.
Is this the first time? It's a brand new song. Yeah. It's never been recorded in any other version. Because you're famous for taking a song and redoing it and releasing it 4, 5, 6 different versions of the same song. Yeah, so this is brand new. Okay.
Brand new. And in fact, when I wrote it, I'm giving away too much stuff for the podcast. When I wrote it back in 2021, and I just started off with Because I Breathe, and then it went from there, and I go, I guess that's the title of it. But it came all in one day. I know where I was sitting. I was sitting on the couch while my neighbor was having a party, and there were fabulous musicians next door, and they were singing so great. I thought, I got to really bring up my game here. And so I came up with a really good melody, and I go, nice chord changes. I go, because I had to compete with what was going on next door. And so, and I was really this is good. And it never got changed. It just was difficult because it's dramatic song. It gets faster, it gets louder, and then drops down and does all these things. And like I said, having the two different versions just made it extra complicated. Now I'm not going to have anything to talk about on the actual podcast, but I still have other things.
Yeah, and knowing how long production is for even this video podcast that we're doing here, who knows, by the time this goes out, you might have a second or third or fourth version of Because I Breathe. But the actual song and video might be out by then.
Well, the song was supposed to be released today.
Okay. By the time this podcast is out, I'm sure it will be.
It was supposed to be released today. It didn't get it released.
We'll put the link in the show notes to the song, because it'll probably be out by the time this video comes out.
It should be out. It'll be out by the time I get around to editing this podcast.
Okay.
Okay. Anything else? Any other questions about the year?
No, just what are your highlights from 2024?
Highlights of 2024. I picked up, I shouldn't say picked up, but make it sound like I started swimming, but I did, get back into the pool, and I would swim kilometers in the pool. To make up for not running, so I was in the pool all the time. So that inspired me, and because I had said after Ironman, I will never do another triathlon. But I got it in me to go back out and did Guelph triathlon in June. Lots of music productions. There's 5 or 6 songs in various different states of production. I bought myself a new bicycle.
Nice.
It's only the second new bike I've ever had in my life, a new gravel bike.
What's her name?
Gretchen. Yeah.
How'd you pick that name?
I don't know. I just wanted my other bike is Allie, Naughty Allie, and so I just called this one Gretchen. So yeah, that was the I think those are the I'm probably missing something like really important, but those seems to be the highlights of my year.
And this is the part where you would ask me what the highlights of my year were.
But wouldn't we save that for when you do your podcast? Okay, what are your highlights of your year? What are the highlights of your year?
Highlights of my year. Well, I didn't do a lot of podcasting this year. I did a little bit of podcasting. So if you're into food and wine and cooking and baking, I do have a podcast called No Recipe Required. So you can look for that. It's audio only, no video.
Yeah. What about your every Tuesday you drop?
I was just going to talk about that. Okay. So I have a newsletter I send out via Substack every week on Tuesday morning, and it rotates. The content rotates, and it's coming up on a year. So in January, it will be a full year. So 52 weeks.
Oh my.
Yeah, every Tuesday since the second week.
I get them, but I didn't think you did it every. You didn't miss a single Tuesday.
No, I did not miss a single Tuesday.
How do you come up with?
I don't know. Well, now going into the second year, it's going to be like, oh crap! Now what do I write about? So I'm starting to think about like what I might do next year. Okay. But if you're interested in that, you go to Substack, and it's noreciperequired.ca. Is my handle on Substack if you want to receive a newsletter every week, every Tuesday morning about food, wine, cooking, baking, and other random stuff adjacent to that.
And now, actually, just give me an idea that as this is the last episode for season 3, in future episodes, I want to slip in a couple little. I want to slip in a few little cooking tips for the amateur musicians out there who are trying to like impress their groupies/girlfriends. Okay, so we can start that on season 4, episode 1.
Sure, we can do that. Yeah.
And I just thinking of I did miss a highlight in January. Lisa, the drummer of Lunchbox Social, said, let's get back together. We haven't rehearsed. We actually hadn't rehearsed in years. So I think it might have been pre-pandemic. I'm not sure, but it seemed like we hadn't played in a long time. So we played all through the winter and the spring and into the summer because we were also to do for the recordings, but also just to go through our set list to start to think of the idea of playing live again. So we got I think about 2 or maybe 3 30 songs I think in rotation. So we might actually play live again.
Wow, it's been a while since you guys played live.
It's been a long time. So we'll see. So that's it for 2024. I hope that everyone has had a good year and a good holiday season. And Merry Christmas, Leslie.
Merry Christmas to you too, and Happy New Year.
And Happy New Year. And we'll see you. In season 4. All right. Bye-bye, everybody.
Bye.